I'm very excited to welcome to Just Dance with Kelly and Tina, an amazing dancer, choreographer, creative director, and the list on her resume goes on and on. She's worked with everyone from Pink to Madonna to Britney Spears to Janet Jackson. She, of course, has a long-standing relationship with Channing Tatum and all things Magic Mike. Alison Faulk, welcome to the show.
Yay! Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you on the show. And to kick things off, I always like to know how people got into dance. So can you take us back to when you were a kid and like, did you know dance was going to become like your life's work in a way?
I did.
What?
I started dancing when I was 3, and my dad is a professional musician. He's a trumpet player. So a lot of my first memories are, backstage with him. Like my first vivid memory, which is bizarre, is he was playing for the Bee Gees. I've been told later, Madison Square Garden, and we were like on the side of the stage, and there was like pyro going off, and I was like scared. And and my mom was a singer, so they put me in dance because I was like and I loved it. And then I want to say the first time I went to take a convention at Nationals, like when I was 10, I was like, oh, okay, I want to be a professional dancer. I don't know what that means or how that happens or whatever, but it's very serious. And then I got a scholarship, I think, when I was like 13 or something, to LA. And then I was like, okay, this is becoming more clear now. This is like, I want to go there. I want to study, blah, blah, blah. So it was a clear path for me, thankfully. Not a lot of other things are, but that was pretty clear. I was like, okay, I'm not sure how it works, but I want to dive in. So yeah.
That is awesome. I had no idea. I have a very vivid memory. Not that it's true. I could have just made it up in my brain. Did you audition for me really early on, like for one of the Janet projects?
I auditioned. You were my first audition. It was you and Jamie King for Prince video.
Okay.
And I think I made it to the end, and then I think I got nervous. I was just like, oh my God, I made it past the cut. I was so excited.
Sense, because I have this memory of you wearing black fishnets and this like black kind of sexy leotard, but you look like you were 12.
And I also auditioned for you for a Ricky Martin La Vida Loca, and I think that was the note that I was like, I was 12.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a blessing. I mean, I have no idea how old Alison like never ages ever.
I do.
Would show up, and I'm like, and it was one of those things because it was it's that odd feeling of somebody's a really good dancer and they're kind of sexy, but they're too young to be doing that. But she wasn't. She just looked like that. And it was like, but Alison, I just have to say, Alison is one of those dancers that can do everything. They say, oh, singers can sing the song, the phone book. That is Alison in a dancer's body. Like she literally can do every freaking style and well and clean. Like,
dude, thank you. That's like, I can literally die happy. that means the world to me. I really appreciate that.
But it's so true. Like, and you're one of those dancers that when you do get the chance to work with you, like you just bring it all the time. You know what I mean? Like she just is the type that shows up and she's dependable, but in a way that like, I don't know, in a way that it's that you want every dancer to be, and they can't, they don't have it in them. And so the little bit, I mean, Alison, we've kind of just always been, I feel like we've always been like this, but not always on the same projects.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was thinking about that today. About the times that we've worked together, but it hasn't been a ton. But I mean, literally, you've always been like my idol. So and Tina's like Tina's the one. So to hear you say these things, I'm like overwhelmed with like, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, so much love for you and what you've done for everybody in dance, and specifically women and women choreographers, like the way you've paved the way and kind of created your own lane. Like you like paved the way for the pop world pretty much, you know? And so, you know, it's an honor that you know my name.
Oh,
Allison, I have
Really
to ask
though.
you, when did you know of Tina, like of Tina? Like when did she come into your consciousness?
Okay, very specifically, I know this because she was a famous choreographer. So I was like a teenager watching television, and it was a group of things. It was like I saw somehow we got tickets to, I think it was the Janet concert. Is that correct? Was there a concert named was
Janet
Janet? I
tour?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was before Velvet Rope, the one before. So I was a teenager, and you were choreographing and you were dancing, and I was like, oh my god, that's that lady Tina. Like, oh my god, she's up there. And then I saw you on, like, it was like a, I want to say after school special, but it wasn't an after. It was like a Saturday
yes.
thing,
It was
and you.
it was called Adventure something with like Mario Lopez.
I don't know, but you were with a girl who wanted to be a choreographer, and she
Mhm.
had all these questions for you. And this I remember very clearly. You showed her how to chart out 8 counts.
Oh, wow.
And and to this day I do that. I was like, that seems like a good idea.
Hey, that's awesome.
So and then yeah, and then she was on TV. She was on TV all the time, like hosting things. She was on MTV. And so we all knew that was Janet's choreographer. And so then when I moved to LA, I was on scholarship at Tremaine. One of my regular teachers was Jason Meyer, and Tina and Jason are quite close. So he brought her in a couple times, and we were all like crapping our pants. We were like, oh my God, Tina's going, oh my God, you know, freaking out. So she was on my radar super early on. And like, as someone who was doing it, and we all wanted to like learn from her and just all the things, you know? So yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It is cool. This is what I tell you, Tina. People love you. Like you have to start.
Oh yeah. We're all we were like obsessed is a good word. I mean, like I mean, dude, like especially like we're on scholarship. We were like, Tina Landon is coming to watch us dance. She's gonna be in the same room. Like we were freaking out. Yeah, it's so cool.
Allison, what is it like to go to a Tina Landon audition? Like when you go there, like what was that experience like?
Well, I'm a nervous person in general. So I was nervous, you know, but she runs the room great, and she's very clear, which is always appreciated. So I can only speak with my perspective, right? So you're nervous, you want to do a good job. This is someone you want to, I guess, impress. You want her to be like, yeah, she's right for the job, you know? So you just want to do a good job, you know, but she runs the room really well. She's kind, she's considerate, but it's still like, you got to do a good job. Like it's serious. Like we're down to business. Like she's specific. Like the stories of Tina, you know, like you have to go one at a time to be cleaned, you know, like that's like the urban myths, you know, coming out like Flo. Like I've still practiced with Flo. Flo's like, she made me go like so many times because I was doing it wrong. You know, so you just want to do a good job. And then yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. She's a pro. She's a pro. So
Well, I always think that what can I do to put people at ease, right? Because I'm even for them when they show up to auditions, and I'm sure you are too, Allison. You're like, because you know what that feels like still. So on one hand, you're a little nervous as the choreographer, going, "Oh, I hope they like it and they don't think it's cheesy." And then the other side of you is still a dancer that goes, "Okay, I know all the fear that they're feeling, everything that they're bringing in, all the competition, everyone's checking out each other and seeing, you know, who's going to be in their group or who's going to be their competition." And I've also just had mean choreographers that I auditioned for. I'm like, I don't want to be like that. That didn't necessarily make me. It didn't make me a better dancer, I don't think. I think it just made me a nervous wreck inside, and it made me not enjoy the process. And, you know, something that I try to instill in dancers today is that, like, listen, you know, taking dance class is expensive. If you come to an audition, you don't make it, you got a free dance class. Like, just look at it like that.
Yeah, that's so true. I have the exact same feelings. Tina, about auditions, like writing an audition. Literally everything you just said, I feel exactly the same about. And I do my best at the top of the audition to, you know, express that, you know, auditions are tough, and, you know, everybody up here understands that. And we literally just want to see the best version of you today. So we're going to try and give you the tools we can, you know, like a lot of times the gigs I'm on are longer jobs. So I'll let them know up front, like, it's not a gig where I need to see if you can like pick up really fast, you know, like we can review. I want to see who you are as a special person, like all your little like cool things you have to offer. So I do my best to communicate that to everybody, because I exactly the same. Like you're just like nervous, and then you go like this, and it, you know, and that's not the best version of you. And it's like,
you want to get the best out of people, right? You want to really give them that platform to show up and be the best that they can be, so that they're going to go home and beat themselves up anyway. That's just what we do as artists, right? We just,
yes,
you know, even if we make it, like we're just surprised that we made it because, well, I could have done that better, or I, you know. But I have a question for you, because I know that you started young the way I did in a studio. I already lived in LA, so I didn't have any place to move to, but I didn't have kind of that clear path that you did. I was just like, "Ooh, this looks like fun. I'll go try that. Ooh, this class is fun." But I do remember a time when you were first kind of dancing and hanging with the Groovaloo gang, right?
yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it was always my understanding that we shared the same feeling about having to freestyle in front of people.
Yeah. This was definitely a huge mountain that, man, I can't say that I ever feel like amazing about it now, but I've kind of come to peace with it.
Right.
But initially it was a real big issue, and like almost like a frozen moment, you know. And it was like equal parts, like training with Groovaloos and Beat Freaks was equal parts like incredible, because you're with the best freestylers in the world that came up through this like underground scene that are the best.
Right.
And then at the same time, you're training with the best freestylers in the world and you've never freestyled before. And they're like, yeah, you just feel it. And I'm like, what? But what if I mess up? They're like, you can. And I'm like, oh, but I can. And so I think getting older, and to be honest, spending more time like in my garage and just not having the pressure. Right. I think I've gotten more comfortable with doing it now, just as even as a choreographer. I can create better now because I'm more open to like just knowing that if something comes out of me that's like whack or bad, it's just a passing moment. You go to the next thing, you know. It's less pressure of like, oh, there's a camera on me, or I'm on stage, or I'm in a circle with all these like crazy people, you know. So I have a group of people now that I train with that it's super low. I mean, we work really hard, but it's like low pressure. Yeah. Like it's like, you got it, like that kind of thing, as opposed to like,
yeah, you have all the love and the understanding, but it's just amazing because I never really got past that hump the way you did. And if that people that don't know you, when they watch you dance, they would never know that. Like it's really hard actually to do what you do, to be that comfortable freestyling, even if you're not inside, but people can't tell because you just, the way you flow, and you're so funky, and that's become such a part of you. But then you can throw on your freaking ballroom shoes and you are amazing. Like if you got
thank you.
salsa and holy crap, like that's what I mean. There's nothing that I've seen that you can't do. You just blow me away.
I literally want to cry. Thank you. You're so kind. I mean, you know, the freestyle thing, I'll tell you, was a lot of years of tormenting myself. You know, I'm sure you share that. It's that, like, you know, you want to do a good job. You know, you want to do a good job, and you know what good looks like. You know, so it's hard to sometimes allow yourself like the pleasure of what it feels like, as opposed to not micro analyzing how does it look. You know, so yeah,
it's really hard because and you're younger than me, so maybe it was a little bit different for you as you were coming up. But my entire experience was no, there was no chance to like go outside of the lines or the box, because if you did,
Yes.
it was incorrect. It was incorrect placement. It was incorrect lines. It was incorrect posture. So there wasn't, there was never a freestyle dance break in anything, right? It was choreographed
Yeah.
end to end. You did it exactly the way the choreographer asked. Now, some people had more pizzazz than others, but I never had the opportunity. So then when the spotlight was on me, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Give me some steps to do and I'll do them, but don't ask me to go out there and do it by
It's
myself.
funny. It's funny. I would have never known. I would have never known because like obviously like we've all seen you do like famous like freestyle moments, you know? So it's like I would have never known that.
Well, they're short and few and far between. So I've got like standard moves and I'm like, yep, I can do that one. Don't ask me to do anything else.
Yeah, you have us fooled for sure. But I do think that it has changed. Like, I mean, because I was introduced to Groovaloo young, like that was young, like in my dance, like my professional dance career. That helped me a lot because it even when I was in my 20s and stuff, like it still was pretty like do not feel it different than I'm showing you. You know, like I need, you know, which is, you know, and I think now it's the opposite from what I observed. Like there's so much feeling that, which is great to bring it back to cleanliness is, I think that's more the challenge these days from what I've been seeing, you know. But yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. People are like very free and like collaborative and like, you know, all the styles are mixing and which is cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Different time for sure.
Allison,
Yeah.
what would you sort of determine it to be your big break that got like doors opening for you in Los Angeles?
Well, I was lucky enough to I auditioned for Joe Tremaine's scholarship, and I did that for a year, and I freaking by the grace of God or whatever's out there, like all my teachers were like working choreographers. So, and then our scholarship director for the first 6 months was Michael Rooney. So he was bringing all these people in, like Tina and, you know, Jamie King was floating around. And then my regular weekly teachers were Wade Robson, Marguerite Derricks, people that were doing these big things and kind of at the beginning of like exploding in their careers. So that alone kind of like helped me because I was so young. You know, when you go to audition and you're so young, you're just kind of like, you know, you can just tell that you're a young dancer. But because I was taking their class all the time, and they knew I'd work hard and stuff, so they gave me the opportunity to, when I auditioned for them, they booked me. So yeah, I attribute like that scholarship to kind of like allowing me to just be seen and train with people that were working at the time. Um, and then, you know, Janet for sure was like, when I booked Janet, I mean, I combusted. I was like, it was, you know, that was like the thing that I think, you know, the marker that it's like before and after that moment, you know, of like this dream job that you've had in your mind your whole life. And you're just like, how is this happening? You're just like crying and like can't even believe it, and like it's so strange.
So
And
I
then
have to bring that up then because I've got two Janet dancers now on the show with me right now because it's a thing when you're a Janet dancer, like you're always in a part of this club. So Tina's been a part of the club, Still's in the club, you're in the club. So first of all, tell us when Janet came into your consciousness, even just as a fan, and then how did you get the All For You gig?
okay, yeah, I'll try to make this distinct because it's hilarious. But my dance teacher growing up, she they were cousins. But Miss Carol, one of our teachers, she loved pop music, and she loved Janet, Madonna, and Paula Abdul were like, and so there was like posters of them on the wall, you know. And so I always loved Janet's music, and she was really dope, and always obviously had great music videos. And as a kid that wanted to do that, you know, you're just like have such an appreciation for her because she was really dancing, you know. And so it's like just like so exciting and new, and like fresh feeling. So that was the thing, you know, when you're like a young girl growing up, you're like, Janet. You know, and so then the All For You audition comes up, and it was they're auditioning for a video, 7 spots for the video and 1 spot for the tour. And so I had just done AMAs with Pink, and Marty and Shawnette had choreographed it. So that was the first time I had met Shawnette, and she was heavily involved at that moment. So I was like, okay, she at least knows my name. None of that means, but it's not like I'll be a random of the 1,000 people there, you know. I was so nervous. I was crying the day before. I'm like, I know I should go, like an idiot, like really stupid. So I go. I could barely on the choreography. I was so nervous. Kelly was teaching, and I think maybe go in the parking lot, learn it better. Okay, fine. So get called back to the next day. The vibe was great in there. It was like 70 of us in there. And everybody was really supportive. Everybody knew it was a big deal. We were all supporting each other. Janet came for the last round, and like I get lined up like right in front of her as we tape, and I'm like, just don't forget it. Just don't forget it. Just do it. You know? So they were like, okay, the video you'll hear in a day from us if you book the video. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe I can get one of those 7 spots. Got put on tape, and I was like, okay, I did my best. I know I did my best. Whatever happens, happens. Did not get a call, and I was like, oh, it's okay. Damn, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. And then Lori Sposit booked the one girl on tour. So then, so then I went back on tour with a Swedish pop group called the 18s for a month. And we kept crossing the Janet camp in Europe doing like promo stuff. And I was like, hey guys, what's up? You know, get back to LA. And I was assisting Eddie Garcia and Chris Judd on like a JLo thing randomly. And I was like, I need more resumes. I should go to Kinko's. Went to Kinko's to get like my resumes like printed off. Looking like a bag of trash, you know, just like not looking good. And I run into Gil, and he's like, oh, hey girl. And I'm like, oh, hi, you know, just like, oh God, like, you know, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just getting my resumes printed. He's like, it's funny. You know, your name came up today. I'm like, where, how, what, you know? And he's like, yeah, we were saying we need like a swing for the tour. Would you want to do it? And I was like, what do you, in Kinko's, tears streaming down my face.
Wow.
Yeah. So I call Chris and Eddie. They're like, go do that. I get to Janet, and then I end up getting a full spot. I end up like getting a position.
Yeah, I was working on that gig with the JLo gig for the Puerto Rico show.
Oh yeah.
I think you were there. Weren't you there for less than a week? Like you.
Yeah, I was there for a very small amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm really sorry, but all of us were like, just go. That's like amazing. You're going to be great. But I remember at the beginning of that, it was like, you were just going to go and come back. So we thought we were going to get to keep her because we had started rehearsal so early for the JLo thing.
Yeah.
And then we got the call like, nope, she's not coming back. She got a permanent spot. We're like, go, Alison.
Yeah. It was what a strange position to be in, you know, like, you know, you sit there doing nothing forever, and then you have 2 like really amazing jobs, you know? But yeah, it was, that was my All For You audition experience. So strange. I mean, just the Kinko's and Gil of it all is just so funny to me. Like,
people don't understand, like, you know, and I've been saying this for the last couple of years, and I'm going to keep saying this. You know, you didn't just walk into Kinko's and meet Gil and got hired. Like, you did the work. You've been doing the work since you were 3 years old, and then you let it go and went. You were on another job when you got this offer. Like, things like when people are just sitting home waiting to get a gig, waiting to get a call, beating themselves up, it's like they're just stopping the flow. They're stopping the energy of things happening. It's like, just get back out there. Go print your resumes. go get ready for the next gig. And look what happened. Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, it's so cool. And I mean, I think at the end of the day, you know, being a dancer that does industry work is tough. Going job to job is really tough, you know, and there's obviously so many factors that go into whether you do it, you book something or don't, which, you know, a million things, right? But you start to question yourself. But like, the only thing I could say to like dancers coming up or young dancers is just if you can, always remember that you love dancing, and then just go dance, go take class, go literally get with some friends and practice. Like, just like, if you can keep doing it because you love it, because that's why you're obviously a dancer because you love it. No one's doing this for like, you know what I mean? We're doing this because we're doing this because it's like you have to. So if you can remember that on those days when you're disappointed and just go keep dancing, then like you said, Tina, like then it's just gonna eventually, in the right time, with the right situation and the right mixture of stuff, something will happen. Like, I mean, if you're around enough and people see your face enough and they know you're like dependable and professional and good at your job, you're gonna book the thing that's right for you eventually. It you know, some people quickly do it and some people it takes a long time. But you know, if you could just remember on those tough days, go take a dance class, or
Exactly.
you know, just go dance, because it's tough sometimes, man. Whew.
Alison, I have to ask you too, what does it mean to you to be a Janet dancer? Like I said off the top, you're part of the club. You're always part of the club from now on. I know that you were at the Hollywood Bowl for the dancer reunion a couple of years ago. So can you just tell us what it means for you to be a Janet dancer, what it was like at that Hollywood Bowl experience, and also what it's like, you know, working with Janet?
Yes. Okay. I will say that it feels completely surreal because it's something that I wanted to do forever. And you have such high regards for it. And it's like such a, like, it's just on a pedestal, you know? So it's like, it almost feels like it didn't happen because it was such a cool experience.
Right.
Yeah. It was such a rush and it was so exciting and it was all the things you think it's going to be. And I'm like, damn, that really happened. Like, I really got to do that. It feels a bit like a dream. Like, I know it sounds so silly, but it was a dream. And you just hold it in such high esteem, you know, because everyone that's come before and after you is like, I'm a fan of everybody. You like, look at like her cast of dancers through the years and you're like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's just like, just incredible people. And to be able to be in the company of people that you admire so much and you want to learn from was incredible. And that freaking Hollywood Bowl thing was like,
we were
crazy. We were terrified for sure. And then also like just so bizarre to get a phone call like, hey, what do you, I'm like, wait, like nothing could be more out of the blue than to get a phone call from was it Heine that called? And was like, it's like, what?
I'm saying Jaime on my phone going, he must have butt dialed me. Like, this, what? Like, what's happening? And then it's like, it's as he's asking you for your schedule. On one hand, you know, you're so used to it, right? You're so used to hearing his voice and like things like that. So it's like, on one hand, it's like I clicked all the way back to like 1998, like it was normal. And then the other hand, I was like, wait, is this really happening? Like, you really want to get us all together? And it was odd, right? Not in a bad way. I mean, just in a surreal way. Where you like picked up the phone and went, did that just happen? Are we actually going to get together and do this? Yeah, for me, the same thing. I was completely taken off guard. And, you know, I think the young dancer in me was like, hell yeah, let's do this. And then the older dancer in me was like, oh my God, can I get off the floor again? Am I going to be able to go do that knee spin and get back up again? Like, what can my body still do? Because we all know how tough Rhythm Nation is, even if you know this section and, you know, wondering like, how's it going to break down? How many people are going to be there? It really was kind of like Christmas is coming. Like, it's going to be in that box.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I share all those same feelings. Like, it was exhilarating, terrifying. Never thought I'd be on stage dancing with Janet again. And then like all the people I was on tour with, and then the people that I looked up to before and after, like some people I'd never even met before, that was like so cool to be like, hey, what's up? We were like in my garage practicing. We were like, oh my God. And then to learn from Anthony, like to learn it from Anthony Thomas was like
Right.
so cool to hear, like just his thoughts behind it and just the specifics. And he just cares so much, and it is just really cool to get that like clear, like this is what this is. And so I remember learning, I think I learned Rhythm Nation from Kelly, on All For You. And Kelly's so specific too, like she gave me a note. She was like, there was a bit with a finger, and she's like, it's not so much here, it's a little more like here. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Right?
yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. For the belly button, yes, okay. And like Kelly's like, you don't want to disappoint Kelly because she's like so laid back but like perfect, so you're just like
Totally.
yeah. And then dancing for Janet, I hate using like these cliche words like it's a dream, but it's like a dream.
Right.
It's like you get to do like, I think I danced in like 15 numbers in her show or something like that, and you're dancing your face off.
Yeah. I think we did
Dancing your
out of 20 numbers that were in the show, 18 were dance. And I just had this conversation with someone where it was like the beauty and probably the best perk of being on tour with Janet is that there was never a song I didn't want to dance to.
Yeah, right? Totally that.
Songs ever. Even as a choreographer, I do get tired of like, I have to let my ear rest and I have to let my brain rest and walk away from it. But I never hated any of the songs or felt like, ugh, like I hate the song. I don't want to dance to it. Like,
yeah.
Be able to do that out of 100 shows and 3 tours. And it's like, I still think about Pleasure Principle, and I still think about, what have you done for me lately? Or like all these songs. It's just like hit after, whether they were number ones or not, they were great. It was great music. And for a dancer, it's like, it just doesn't get better than that at all to be able to do music that you love.
Yeah. And then additionally, like her bands are always like the best. So, and you're doing like your choreography, Anthony's choreography, like, and then on our tour, like Marty and Shawnette and Gil and Eddie Morales did some bits, and Roger Lee. So you're doing this like choreo that like, like we got to do If and Rhythm Nation and stuff that like I grew up watching. Like I remember when the If music video came out, like so vividly. And so like to get to learn that and do it, like, you just want to do it justice. You're just like praying to God you do it justice, but it's it's hard too. It's hard to like, cause you better be doing that like perfect every night, and and it's you got to be on your gig, and we all took it really serious, and then the time off stage was cool for us too, because we all got along really well. And then she's just the sweetest. Like she was so kind to us, and I think she knows for us what a big deal it is. She knows for us that it's like such a dream come true. So she was like, she was just really sweet to us and always took care of us and like did nice things for us on our birthdays. And she was always just super kind to us. And, I don't think I ever got, I was young. I was like 24 and 25. I don't think I ever got like unnervous around her, but she was always so sweet, but I'm just like, just like trying to be regular. But to this day, like it's oh God, yeah, the places I got to see, and like I never, as a 24-year-old, you're never gonna go to these places and like and then like get to perform in these giant arenas, and like you said, like these amazing songs, this person that's like her entire life has been like in the spotlight, and she's been doing this her whole life. So to be able to support someone like that, that's like an icon, it's like emotional thinking about it. You're just like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't say, I could talk about it for a long time. I can't say enough nice things about it. It was just like a dream come true. And I feel really lucky that I got to do it. And the cards kind of just like, I think because I had done that job with Marty and Shawnette right before that. And I'm a dork. I'm such a dork. I'm always there early, like practicing and like, so they're like,
That is a professional. That is why you get hired. That is why your career took off. You are not a dork for being there early.
oh, thank you. But I mean, I think that's one of the reasons they were like, oh, she'll do a good job. She'll remember it all. Like, so it worked out. It just kind of all worked out that that gig worked out in my favor, and it happened to be the most like one of the biggest deals ever. So, yeah. Yeah, Jan's the best. God, she's the best. She's so sweet.
I'm sure you have more Janet stuff, but I'm really eager to know about this Magic Mike stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How,
Yeah.
first of all, how did that happen for you? And
Sure.
just has to be, I mean, I don't know, when would watch little clips of behind the scenes or just seeing you, with the guys, I'm like, okay, first of all, you have all that eye candy around you. And like, it just had to be so much fun. Was it fun? Was it as fun as I'm imagining it could have been?
Yeah, I mean the films in particular. We just shot a third movie, which is crazy. But the first two movies in particular ended up being so cool because the guys were so cool, and I'm such a tomboy, so like it felt like I was kind of one of the guys, and then I felt kind of protective for them because a lot of them hadn't danced before. And so, they're getting up there and like, they're famous actors, like putting themselves out there like that. So I felt super like protective of them, like a sister,
Right.
But funny how it happened because it's a Janet connection, how it happens.
Oh,
So Jenna Dewan was on All For You, and we became good friends and then roommates for 5 years. We lived together. She moved in to my apartment, and then she became an actress. And then she was like, oh my God, there's this big movie I'm up for. I was like, oh my God, amazing. Then she's like, I booked the movie. I was like, yay. She goes back. So the movie comes back. She's like, oh my God, my co-star is so awesome. I'm like, who's your co-star? She's like, this guy. She had a picture. And I was like, the Mountain Dew guy? She's like, yeah, his name's Channing. And then she goes back and comes back again. She's like, so we're dating. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So then he started coming over all the time. He was like our third roommate. And then she's like, we're moving in together. And I was like, okay, see ya. So we were all friends. Before
right.
he was always kind of known, but before he was like mega famous, we were all friends. And then I started, I was assisting people, including yourself a couple of times. I want to say for like 5 years. I was just like, I was still dancing, I was assisting. And then little by little, I'd get like small choreography gigs here and there. It was kind of nice. And then I got a couple bigger ones. And so the movie came up, and Jenna said to Chan, hey, Al's doing choreography now. You should hit her up. And so he's like, oh my God, Al's doing choreography? And she was like, yeah. She's like, choreography. And he was like, oh, dope. So he calls me. I was finishing up a Britney thing. And he was like, hey, so, and I'm from South Florida and he's in Florida. So we have a similar sensibility about things. He was like, hey, we're doing this like movie about when I was a stripper, kind of. It's like kind of based on that. I was like, you're doing a movie about male stripping? He's like, yeah. He's like, would you want to choreograph it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Oh, sure. Okay. And then I brought some of my associates and partners in, and that was 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. And we've done 3 movies now.
Right.
We've put up 4 shows around the world. We're putting up a 5th. And then we did a TV show on HBO, and yeah, we're developing a bunch of other crap. And yeah, I do it like that's like one of like my main things is like working with all these guys and women too. Like we are female MCs, and we have some women that dance in the show as well. But yeah, so this like little thing just turned into this thing, and yeah, I love it.
That is, yeah. Well, how could you not? I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just love that it was, I mean, it could have just been a small movie, right? And you would have gone on your way, but it's like blown up into this franchise. And it's like being ready for opportunities like that. And it's really
Yeah.
interesting because you said it was a Janet connection. That's how I actually got introduced to Ricky Martin, was through Janet.
Oh
We
wow.
it was, you end up doing stuff on tour where it's like, well, she does, right? Well, she'll go do a record or do a commercial.
Yeah.
We were in Australia, and we were doing a Pepsi commercial, and this guy, I didn't know Ricky like that. I just knew that while we were touring Europe, he was blowing up everywhere, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, big music. And I just was like, I want to go back to my Latin roots. Like I just miss it. I loved everything I was doing with Janet, but there was just something that kicked inside me. I was like, oh, I love his music so much. I would love, and I just kind of said it out loud in my hotel room. Like, I would love to work with you one day. I'm like looking at the TV. So lo and behold, here comes this Pepsi commercial that Janet's in with none other than Ricky Martin.
Oh my gosh.
I meet his personal assistant, Jose, and we sit there and we're talking and blah, 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 blah. We end the tour. That was the Velvet Rope tour, like in February, I think. And I ended up staying an extra week because we ended in Hawaii. I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm just going to say, why not? Stay a few more days, enjoy a vacation. And I remember telling my agent that I was going to be there. And I was there 2 days. And my agent calls, he's like, hey, I know you're kind of on vacation, but this guy, Ricky Martin, called for a video. I said, I'm getting on a plane now. Just please don't tell him I'm out of town. Yes, I'm interested. Send me the music. I'm going to pack right now and I'm coming home. But the same
That's
kind, and then
amazing.
who go anywhere? You know what I mean? So it's really neat. But again, I'll keep pounding it into the ground. It's like, if you're not staying busy doing what you love, and if you're not getting yourself ready, you're not going to be open for those doors that open up. Right?
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, the thing with this Magic Mike stuff that has been so cool is that is Channing. He's like unbelievably smart and creative and talented and insightful and thinks outside the box and supportive. And we've just started such a we have such a close like friendship and working relationship now. And then I just have so much respect for him. He's just like
That's awesome.
unbelievable. He's unbelievable. He's so smart and so and just like the best to collaborate with. He's like, I can't say enough nice stuff about him. Like it's been like like we're really lucky. We're really lucky that we get to work with someone like him that's like so good at what he does, but also kind of like I don't know, regular is a dumb word, but like doesn't come up with a lot of the stuff attached, you know? He's just like, hey, what's up? Cool, let's do this.
Just like a regular guy. I met him a couple of times. Very sweet. When we did the Hollywood Bowl stuff, remember he was back there, he was just being silly. He's just a silly guy and it's fun.
Yeah.
And like, go Allison. I just love that because I can tell that it's a fun job and I know that Channing's a great guy. So I'm always happy for people who get to work with people that are amazing both on and off, stage or film or whatever they do. But I do have to ask, did you do the all the lip sync battle stuff too?
We helped with oh my god, why can't I think of her name? The woman that does the show overall. Oh my gosh. She choreographs all the episodes. But she allowed us to come in and help with Jenna and Channing's
That
stuff.
was amazing. It was so fun to watch.
Thank you. They worked really hard. They were both nervous too. And like, it was like high stakes, like we were working with Paula at her house. We were like rehearsing steps and like,
Oh my gosh.
that was another crazy moment, dude. Paula wanted to clean us doing Cold Hearted. Like, so literally it's me and Jenna. And she's like, let me watch you guys. I'll give you guys notes. I'm like, okay. So we're going to sit here and do it and do this. And she's going to watch us and give us notes. Like, I get chills right now. I was like, 11-year-old self knew this, she would literally just like, even saying it was crazy. She was like, I just want to like clean you guys and make sure, I'll give you some notes. Like, oh my God.
Oh, you must have just been terrified. You were like, oh, okay, sure. And your heart's just like, oh my God. Like,
yeah. I mean, at that point, I'm choreographing mostly, I still dance a lot, but, so I was like, oh, gotta like turn it on a little bit and like try and do really good.
especially in front of Paula, like it has to be like full out. Like there's no marking, full out, or she will like do it again. Yeah.
She comes to me. Yeah, we had prepared something because she didn't have a lot of rehearsal and because she's, busy. And so we prepared something that was like a little more simple and we sent her the video. And so I went over and she was like, I want to really dance. And I was like, great, let's do it. And so we like redid it all and she had, tons of input. And I was like, yeah, let's really dance. All right.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was,
Alison,
that lip sync battle was great.
With each Magic Mike movie that has come up too, like, is there pressure to try to like outdo what you've done before, or you just completely go a different direction? Like, what's in your mindset because you've now had 3 movies? Well,
thankfully we have like an incredible writer, Reed, Carolyn, and then Chan works with him. And then Steven Soderbergh directed the first and third movie and Greg Jacobs directed the second movie. So we have these guys with like this huge vision that there's like a really clear story driving it forward of like where it's going. So they pretty much, they lay it out, so in the first movie, it was like a voyeuristic view of a world that already existed. They didn't want us to like make it any better or worse. They just wanted to shine a light on like male strippers in Tampa, like just nothing fancy, just like if it was at like a little hole in the wall place, so that was the intent, and there was this, couple guys that were like stars or whatever. And then the second movie, they had a different vision of like going to different kinds of places and then like, changing the ideas of stuff and elevating it. And I think in the second movie, especially, we really started like understanding how important the woman's voice is in all of it. And yeah. And so from that, then we started doing our live shows. And then I can't tell you too much about the third movie, but it's like completely different than the first
nice.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I will tell you, there's a lot of dancing, like a lot.
Sweet. Wait,
yeah, it's cool.
Can I just point out that the dancer in Alison is like sitting like in a semi-split, like just before, like we just can't ever sit normal, right? I grew up watching TV, and I can tell where her arms go. I'm like, yeah, she's stretching right now. She's got
I can't sit normal because, like, to be completely honest, I'm like, okay, there's a window here with some sunlight coming in, so I'll get close to that. So here, I'm totally, and I'm so fidgety. I can't sit still.
You see me shift. I'm constantly sitting like, but you know what I'm saying, cross-legged.
Cross-legged, yeah.
The other, and then I'm shifting the other because I can't sit like a normal person in a chair with my feet on the ground because most of the time they don't reach. You probably have the same problem.
That is the thing. I dude, my feet do not. If I sit back fully, my feet don't hit the ground.
No, and then your knees start hurting. So it's like
yes.
we need step stools, Alison and I, to like sit in a chair. See if they have step stools. I'd be much more comfortable.
Oh, totally. I always put my backpack under my feet and like prop it up with other things because that's the only way to do it.
It's up there. Exactly.
Yeah. Or I even drive like this with like a leg up, like when I'm driving. Like, no, this way because it just
one leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable the other way. Anyways.
We are a strange breed.
We are a strange breed. We are a strange breed. It's like it's funny, like little cross sections of like microcosms of worlds, dancers are just such a little rare, weird thing, like I'd be so interested to know about like, I mean, God, there's so many other like subcultures of worlds, but like ours is rich with strange and awesomeness for sure.
Absolutely. You love directing. Sorry, I know you had a question.
Go. That was my question. So go.
Oh, Okay, see, I've read your mind. So how is it for you? Like, when did you start directing, and what was, because I know for me, it was kind of, it was just kind of choreography 2.0, right? It's like I'm doing this and
Yeah.
then well, I got to take myself out of it because I got to tell everyone what to do. And then you
Yeah.
find yourself kind of, so for me, it was just like this metamorphosis thing of just like, oh, I'm here now. Oh, I guess my title's director. I didn't like seek it out, but it kind of, for me, that's kind of how it just unfolded at right, like kind of right out of dance came choreography, right out of choreography came directing. But I'm curious, like that, how was it for you?
It was the same actually. And truly when I first started, like my first like co-director credit was with Chan on the first Vegas show. And because we kind of, me, him, T, and Luke really put all the concepts and everything together, it was so specific in our heads of like how we were trying to do it, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, it was definitely exactly what you're saying. It just like made sense because I'm like, oh, I just need to do this now. And yeah, and I really like it. I mean, I'm learning a lot. I'm by no means like with choreography and with directing, I'm learning a lot. I have a lot to learn, but I like it. I like the I love like working with all the different departments. And
Mhm.
I think I'm getting better at leading and communicating and like, you know, working with actors because I don't have an acting background. So we have some acting in our show. So I'm getting better at that. I felt really self-conscious about that at first because I'm working with these like seasoned actresses and stuff. And I'm like, what am I going to tell them that they don't know already? You know? So, you know, so I've started to learn just more. I mean, I just know our show pretty well at this point. So I'm able to communicate, you know, just stuff about the character and places, you know, stuff they can work on or stuff to think about when they're kind of like creating what they want their show to be. But I really like it. I mean, I love being able to like be involved in every aspect of it, you know, because
Mhm.
and even for on camera stuff too, because like, you know, when you choreograph something, you definitely have in your mind how you want to see it, you know, without even knowing it, you know. And so if someone,
Right.
yeah, so if someone's shooting it a different way, you're like, which sometimes it's cooler than you'd imagine it. But like, you know, whenever I'm involved on that end of it too, I'm so thankful to be able to have input in that way. But you know, like lighting and wardrobe, like just working with people that are so talented at what they do is really, really cool. Like to be able to like bring it all together, it's hugely satisfying and like, yeah, I really like it. I really like it. I'm
Yeah.
learning. I'm not like by no means am I like I'm director extraordinaire, but I really love the process of learning and like and then even just film wise, like watching Steven Soderbergh work on this last project because there's so much dance. I thought I was attached to his hip, and he
Right.
is like you know the indie you know godfather of directing, and he's very different than most directors with his approach to things.
Oh,
He
interesting.
yeah, he's super different with his approach, and he's just really smart, like in everything. And he's just fast, and he's has his technical knowledge far exceeds like anybody on set. Like he's incredible. So it was really cool to watch him think and watch how he approached stuff, just because he's uniquely him. So
Right.
I was just like really trying to just learn from him, you know, and just see how he approached stuff. And
Yeah,
you know
that's
when he yeah, oh my God, it was so cool. It was such a trip. That
it.
was such a trip.
Have that kind of opportunity is to be able to watch. So I know that was not difficult, but just I think I got really nervous around people like that. So I
Totally.
sometimes I wouldn't take advantage of going of like mentally telling myself, "Hey, this is an opportunity. Pay close attention." Like I would go, "Okay, they don't need me. I'm going to run to the bathroom." Like I would just leave sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
No one
yeah.
needed me, obviously, but just out of like I feel like a fish out of water. Um,
Yes.
especially when somebody was like really smart and maybe not the best communicator, it just kind of made me like a wreck inside, or like I'd be so nervous that my brain would shut off. You know, you hear someone talking, you're like, and you're like, all you're thinking about is how scared you are, or how nervous you are about a situation. So I think it's brilliant that you get to like, and worked with so many actors. Like, how fun is that? And to kind of just, because it's on one hand it is similar to dance, right? But then on the other hand, learning like, oh, it's just kind of like working with an artist, right? You have to learn like, oh, this is how this person likes to work. This is how I can get the best out of them. Not everyone is the same. Some, you know, some need a little extra love.
Yeah, no, and I actually share your exact feelings about being nervous. I couldn't even barely speak to Steven at the beginning of the movie. And mind you, you know, we have a relationship through like he's one of the him and Chan and a bunch of other guys like own Magic Mike. So like, he's at all the openings, and so I know him. I've had conversations with him, but I'm always I'm literally shaking inside. I'm like, don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything stupid. Okay. Like just like panics. It was through sheer amount of days that we were there and the amount of stuff that we had to do that I was able to begin to like just ask him a question and not like crap my pants. You know, because if it was like if it was any other situation, there's no, you know, it just happened to be this time around that there was so many days where we had to interact, you know, that I was like, okay, put your big girl pants on, here we go. You're scared, you know, it's like, you know,
that's why dancers are good actors too, because we have to just be up there and pretend like, yeah, this is normal. Sure.
Everything's fine here. Yeah, I do this all the time. Yeah, it's great. Like, it's crazy.
For me with Prince, like somebody asked me that the other day and I was like, what was that like? And I said, I don't know. I just lost in his eyes and just literally all I could look at was his eyes and go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like he's talking to, it's just me and him. He's talking to me. I have no idea what he was talking about because I was just freaked out that he was right here and I was such a fan and again, another smart man, and he was just giving me all this like wisdom, and I was like, does he know I'm just staring at him right now? Does he know? Like I can't even think, I can't process what he's saying to me. So yeah,
I would not have been able to. I would have. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like I can't even imagine. I mean, I can imagine, obviously, but like, holy crap.
Yeah,
Prince is like
that's a whole other, it's a whole other realm of magnificence.
Like a prolific genius musician. Like, I mean, she was just changed the world with what he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alison, I wanted to ask you, you recently worked on Channing's project with Sandra Bullock. Can you tell everyone what that was like? I have to find out about it.
Okay, yeah. So it was at the height of COVID. So he was like, hey, I'm doing this movie with Sandy Bullock. And I'm like, what? You know, because clearly I'm a fan. He's like, yeah, there's like this like salsa scene and it's super chill. And I was like, he's like, do you want to do it? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. So I called Leo because Leo Monsumo and I do a bunch. We choreograph a lot of partner stuff together. Like we've done a bunch of partners.
Okay. I was going to ask you actually about that because I remember seeing, and that was one of those things because I love Sandra Bullock. So I was like, go Alison! I hate you, Alison. No, Leo, I hate you both. I love you both. I hate you right now. Like I was so jealous, but was so happy that you were the guy with the team working with them. Okay, I'll let you talk. But I actually saw that movie and I loved it.
Oh, yay.
That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, so you saw it. So you knew it was like a story point where they were like mad at each other, and then they kind of like their chemistry kind of escalated. So the direction of the directors were amazing, Adam and Aaron Nee. everybody involved, Sandy and Chan, they wanted it to feel real and not like, here's our dance number, you know. So that was exciting. So it's height of COVID. So thankfully I have this garage where I can like open the doors and stuff, and it's private-ish over here. So we freaking rehearsed at my house. So they came to my, you know, Chan comes over here to rehearse, but Sandra Bullock came to my
Wow. Now
to rehearse.
I really hate you.
Dude, I was like, Leo and I were freaking out because you know, you're like, how's this gonna go? Like, how's this gonna go? How's she gonna be? And she was like incredibly funny and again smart. She's, you know, produced the movie, and like she's incredible. Like watching her work, I was just like, oh, you're so good. Like clearly this is why you are who you are. And then she used to salsa dance like in the 90s. She would salsa dance on this in the scene out here. Like she'd go to oh my god, El Floridita, and she'd go to all the spots. So she knew how to salsa already. And then Chan grew up in Florida, so he had a vibe, but we worked on like how to you know, do it whatever. So yeah, she was a joy. It was like, god, she was funny and cool, and like she puts you at ease, you know, because like, don't you love when someone knows that like people are nervous meeting them and they're like, hey, and they kind of like put you at ease.
She would be like that. Look, I'm fangirling right now. Like, yeah, she totally looks like she would be like that because like watching movies, like I mean I just know Sandy, and like I just feel like that's how she would be.
Dude, it was crazy. So we rehearsed for a while, and then it shot in the Dominican Republic. So we're in the middle of re-putting our Vegas show up after COVID, and we were in pre-production for our Finding Magic Mike show, like at the height of it. And that's when I had to leave to go to the Dominican Republic. But because it was Chan, like we made it work, you know. Luke held it down in Vegas. But yeah, so we were in the Dominican Republic, you know, and just it was so beautiful, and like yeah, it was like night shoot, and they killed it. They did so good. They're literally two movie stars, you know. Yeah. So it was really cool to give them steps that hopefully gave forward motion to the scene and what they wanted, but to see them bring like to act it, you know, I was like, oh, y'all are dope. I was like, okay, like it's just really cool to watch them do what they do as really talented actors, like on set. I was like, oh.
What I remember, it was a very short scene.
Yeah, it was very short.
So how long did you guys actually, because I know we all, you know, especially with television stuff, it gets cut all the time. Like, you know, you can have a 4-page monologue and then you get one that gets actually in the, so how long did you guys, or did any of it get cut, or did you like words and all that stuff?
Yeah, it was, I say they cut about a third to a half out of the dance.
Oh, wow.
But what was cool about it was the directors hit us up and they wanted to make sure everything looked right, all the connections were right, musicality was right. Awesome. We worked with the composer. They were really like awesome about collaboration. They wanted it to look authentic and make sure they weren't like, because they had asked for a certain length, so we gave them that length, and then as the movie went on, they just felt differently. So they were really cool about just like making sure that it still looked like it made sense.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really great. It was a cool experience. I was excited for Chan too, because like, you know, he's like partner in Sandra Bullock, you know. It's like, it was cool.
Neat. That is.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
Leo. We'll have to have Leo on the show too. Like,
oh my god, he's the best, and he's danced for everybody. He's danced for everybody, and so, I can't say enough nice things about him.
Like, he's like the epitome. Like, he can be so manly and yet so sexy. Just like, go out. That must have been a fun trip.
It was fun. I honestly, like, I was so stressed though, because we were like in pre-production for that TV show, and so I was like trying to like get emails and Leo's like, just relax. I was like, okay. Typing and like trying to organize and stuff, and he was like, girl, it's gonna be fine, you know. He's able to like turn it on and off. I'm a little more like high strung.
Yeah. Well, the last time I was in Dominican Republic, I think it was with Shakira, and this was I don't even know. Kelly would probably know. I don't know the years, like 2000. It was early, like 2003 or so. And there was one plane a day that came in and out. And we were doing fax machines that took like 30 minutes to send a page. So we were there then. Like emails would come in the next day. Like, hey, can you, like the record label's writing to us going, can you get Shakira to get on a conference call tomorrow? And it's like, I'm just getting this now. Like it's past the time. Different. Yes, we were in a different country, but it was a completely different country, 10.
Yeah. And even like when we were there now, I mean, we were in like the resort was like pretty westernized. I mean, not that it's not western, but it felt like had all the things you need. But then when we went out to where we were shooting,
completely different.
I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Jason had one day off when everyone went. I think Shakira had to go do the Grammys, and they're like, well, we don't need you. It's just going to be her and the band. We're like, okay. So we kind of hung out. We're like, hey, they left us the car. Let's go into town. We went into town. We got gas and we went, let's go back to the resort. We just and went back. We're like,
that's funny. That's amazing.
Alison, before we let you go, what's coming up? Can you tell us about any projects that are on the way? And also, question before that, you've done so much. What's left on the Alison Faulk bucket list?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, generally speaking, like I just always want to, I don't know, this sounds like my dorky dance brain. Like I always want to kind of get better, especially with choreography. Like I want to keep pushing and discovering and learning and growing. That is a goal. And then, and I'm open to like, I mean, I love it all, like film, television, artists, live stuff. I'm just down for whatever, like I'm excited about anybody that wants to collaborate. What's coming up? We are opening a new Magic Mike that's going to tour North America. And we're going to open in Miami. It'll be 6 months in Miami and then 6 months somewhere else, 6 months somewhere else. So we do a launch event in July and then we'll rehearse and open in October. And then we're going to do an arena tour in the UK. We're going to test it and see like how that works. That'll be a big undertaking, like 30 dancers, like, like a pop show, but just the dudes. So I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try.
Awesome.
I have no idea. And then we'll see, but we just did a press release through Chan's company, but we're probably going to start developing a new live show, like loosely based on Step Up, but we're going to create a new story. So it won't be necessarily like we're doing a live version of any of those movies, but we're going to take the spirit of the movie and then create a show that's like a dance, literally just a dance show, like a dance show for like kids and families just to come and, for like, oh, hi, baby.
Oh, hi. Hi, sweetie.
This is my dog, Benny.
So cute.
Yeah. But that's what's coming up.
Amazing. Tina, did you have any last question for Alison?
No, I just wanted to thank her so much for giving us her time. And it was so great to see face and just reconnect. And I just love everything you're doing. And it couldn't happen to anyone better. So I'm just so happy for you. And thank you again.
Dude, thank you so much. I love you. And thank you for all you've done for all of us. And thanks for having me. I'm honored. Like, it's been so great. Really appreciate it.
Before we wrap up, I just want to mention to follow Alison, grab all of her social media handles at AlisonFaulk.com.